In the beginning, in the so-called ancient times, the land was dark. There was no life or death. The land was inhabited only by the everlasting dragons, or so they were thought to be. One day a fire was born, and brought life to humans, giants, and the gods. In the fire also a great soul was to be found, which was divided to 4 giants. One for Neto, who represented death. One for Gwyn, who became the Lord of Sunlight. And one for the Witch of Isolith, who represented life. And the Dark Soul for Pygmy, who kept it in secret. Then there was Seath the Scaleless, a dragon born without the stone scales. He decided to betray his own kind and give away the secret of the dragon's immortality to Gwyn. Gwyn and his knights hurled bolts of lightning to the dragons to destroy their stone scales. To make them vulnerable, Neto casted the plagues and diseases on their exposed skins, and the Witch of Isolith used her pyromancies to kill and destroy their homes, the arch trees. And that's how dragons were almost extinct. And life flourished, at least for a while. Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dark Souls 3 New Player's Guide playthrough. So, how was that previous clip relevant to anything? Well, as a new player's guide, I wanna also tell you about the lore of the game. But to get any sense into the story, I need to start from the beginning. And I am not the best storyteller. I suggest watching Vati video if you're really interested. But I really wanna do it at the same time as well myself. But that did not explain pretty much anything to you. I know. But my idea is that I'm taking it step by step. I'll be telling more and more each episode. I'm gonna start the next episode with a similar style. And we will start talking about the flame. And not just the characters and the dragons. But more about that in the future ones. But well, here we are. High Wall of Lothric. The first, well, non-tutorial area you will find in the game. And as you can see, the game looks like very apocalyptic. Everything is grey. Everyone is a hollow. They look like they kind of look like zombies. And that's not far from true. These are called hollows. Hollow is a undead human being. They cannot die. Every time you kill them, they will just come back to life. But every time a hollow dies, well, undead dies, it becomes more and more hollow, until the point your body is fully rotten and your mind has decayed, that you are nothing but a hollow husk left. You have no... how would I explain it? You have no mind of your own. You are nothing but an aggressive body that attacks everything it sees. Except other hollows for some reason, but I think that's more of a game mechanic only. But that's what the undead curse is like. You will never die. If you die, you will just come back to life, and each time you hollow more and more, until there's nothing left in you. And that's what the most of the enemies in this game are. Your character in first does not hollow at all, but that will actually change later. Unlike the first and second Dark Souls game, where every time you die your character also starts to hollow. That's not happening in Dark Souls 3 for first, but you will see more about that later. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm sorry if I sound a little... I think I'm a bit sick at the moment, a little flu, but that doesn't stop me from doing a video. Oh, damn it. Ow, shoot, I might actually die here. If you start out as the deprived class, the only troublesome part of the game is actually the first few areas where you don't have any armor yet. You could buy the chainmail, but I just don't wanna waste my souls to it. Sorry about that again. Okay, I'm gonna die here. Have I used an ember already? Yeah, I have. There we go. I suck. even if this is a tutorial playthrough for beginners, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna die once in a while. Alright, let's try again, shall we? I shouldn't have died there, but I still did. Don't know why. Whoops. Getting a long sword from these enemies would help me a little bit. The short sword really has a low range. It makes it a little bit difficult to fight some enemies. The reach is always a good thing. Where did you come from? I don't remember ever seeing you here. Seriously, I've never seen a hollow climbing up these ladders. Let's do a backstab, like this. Ooh, I got pants. Yay. Let's equip them, shall we? I got pants. Let's use a firebomb here. That makes a difference. More firebombs. Oh, I missed it. That was the weapon art. Basically that's the same as kicking. Breaks the guard of blocking enemies. So I can do this. Jumping attack. Now I'll use an ember. And as you can see, it restores my health back to maximum. Why did I use it now? It's because I need it against this enemy. This was the first enemy to kill me when I played the game for the first time. And it killed me a couple of times, actually. This is the first enemy you actually need to learn some of its movesets. You can get pretty good loot from it as well. The armor, the weapons, and the shield. That's actually one of the reasons why I took these rusted gold coins, which increase the luck stat of my character for a brief while. But now, one more thing I wanna do. We will head back here, where we just came from, and go up these ladders. Stairs over here. And this is a part where you need to be fast, and you will see why. A dragon. Actually, I think that's more of a wyvern than a dragon. Wyvern is just another breed of a dragon. Here we have a chest. But something is very wrong with this chest. You will find a lot of chests in this game. There are little differences. This one breathes. So that is called a mimic. If you try to open this chest, it will actually eat you, and usually kills you immediately until some late game where you have a lot more HP. So, let's kill it, shall we? Oh, stop killing, stop killing. Mimics do drop items. They have a set item that they will drop. This one has a neat little battle axe on it. I'm not gonna use it, but Mimic does drop nice amount of souls for you, so you can level up or buy something. Mimics are easy to kill and very easy to recognize. I should have shown it to you earlier, but you can also see it if it's a Mimic from the chain on the right side of the chest. If the chain is pointing forward from the chest, it means it's a Mimic. But if the chain is in a circle-like position, it is a normal chest. Here we have the next bonfire of this place. My memory serves, there was an item here. Yep, Titanite shard. Nice. Now, I could try to see if I get lucky with this. That sounded wrong, by the way. See if I get lucky with this knight and get some of its armor pieces by using the gold coin. We got nothing. Such a shame. Sorry, that's my dog. Unlike in the previous apartment where I lived, we now have wooden floors, so you can hear my dog pretty well. Okay, this is a little tougher one. You remember the first boss in the game and the transforming version of it? It's called the Pot of Man. It's like a rotten blade of a like. These things will hit you hard and are difficult to kill, but they do have one weakness: fire. Ooh. There we go, that was a crystal lizard, a smaller version of it than the one we fought in the first part. There we go. So these things will respawn, but when you kill them for the first time, they drop both Ember and a Titanite shard. Titanite shard is the first upgrade material you need for normal weapons. And after you have upgraded them to +4, was it? They start needing large Titanite shards. But even level 1 and 2 upgrades are already meaningful in weapons. So you should always pick every one of them you can. once again I am low on Estus. And I need to fight another one of these knights. But this one is a tougher one than the previous one we fought. But actually, let's kill this guy first. Clear off the area. So, tell me what you think about my style of intros in this series. I wanna tell you the lore of the game. I really wanna do it, but I'm not very good at it. Never done lore videos before. But I was figuring that as I'm doing a tutorial guide, I might as well tell something about the lore in each episode. And I decided that it's probably the best thing to start out from the beginning of the entire game series. And like I said, that sounded like it's not pretty relevant to the story, but it actually is. But it's very complicated, and it's a long story. But we will talk about it more in the next episode again. Here we get a sweet little sword, but I cannot use it because I do not have the stats of faith needed. It needs 12 faith. Well-crafted sword named after the ruined land of Astora. Astora, before its fall, was a land replete with am I saying it right? With royal blood, and this weapon is both reminder and heirloom of that era. Here's some neat little tricks. Just wait till I see an enemy. I need to wait for it till it's close enough. There it comes. Kaboom! Oh no. Oh wait, it hit the dog. Good. I'm low on Estus, so I need to cheese these enemies a little. It's not the most fun way to play, but I don't know. It's useful. Here we get a cell key. You need it pretty early in the game, and it unlocks a merchant for you. He has his own quest line, but once again, I'll say the same. More about that in the later ones. There's an enemy above throwing fireballs. It's supposed to be a little trap for you, actually. That hollow over there is throwing fire bombs and trying to do the same to you as what we did to these hollows a minute ago. And here we get the first good shield in the game, if you take the deprived class. Silver Eagle Kite Shield. It gives you 100 physical defense, which means that every time you block an attack, if you have the stamina, you will not take any damage unless it's a attack with different attributes than critical damage, like fire damage, for example. Here we got the rapier, another weapon. This game gives you a lot of weapons early on. And this is a bit of a tough guy. He has few moves which are difficult to dodge, and they will hit you pretty hard. So I'm actually just gonna skip it for now. Because I have no Estus flasks left. But we are very close to a shortcut. Shortcut is just what the name suggests. It's a shortcut back to the bonfire, where you can rest again, and then use the same route to come back without having to walk all the way back the same route we just came from. Ooh. Can I do a jumping attack on this guy? Yep. It's time to return to Firelink Shrine and level up a bit, but I'm gonna actually show you a quick little hint not many new players know. It's nothing special, but it just makes your life a little bit easier. Faster, more of a life. Okay, I'm just gonna edit so that you don't need to watch the loading screens. Alright, here we are. So, one neat little trick. You get these soul items in the game, which just gives you souls when you use it. A lot of people just use it from the inventory, but actually, just sell them the handmaiden. You get the exact same amount of souls, but you don't need to wait for 5 minutes if you use a lot of them at the same time. Simple as that. So, actually, now that I'm here, I might as well try out some sorceries, just to show them to you. All I need to do is equip a staff, and I should have one attunement slot available as deprived class. Attunement slots are just slots where you can equip spells. You get more of them when you increase your attunement stat by leveling up. But now we visit Andre, a familiar face for a lot of Dark Souls 1 players.
I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust. A toilsome journey, I'd wager. You'll require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith, such is my purpose.
He says he'll smith you weapons. Well, don't let that mislead you. He does not create new weapons for you, but you can reinforce your weapons, like I told you, with the Titanite shards. You can infuse your weapons, like with the fire gem, which you can take as the beginning item, or a raw gem, as you can see what I have right now. Repair equipment, even though you are rarely gonna use it in this game. A lot, Estus uses. You can put so that you can have 4 Ashen Estus flasks, or 2, or just put all as Estus flasks. And then there's the most important one, Reinforce Estus Flask, where you need the Estus shards, which we have found 2 already. Yeah, 2, not third one, JM. Now it's time to level up.
Well, very tempting.
What should we take? This is pretty good.
Farewell, Ashen.
Alright, back to High Wall of Lothric. So, here we are again. And what I once again wanna do is try to see if I get lucky with this knight over here. There we go. Testing out some spells. They work pretty well early game especially. They are not weak. A handy way to defeat some of these early game enemies if you're struggling with them. But keep in mind, spells are not fast, and sometimes they might poise through them. There's a nice little dodge into a pack stab. So, what's next? Next is the cell key, which we found some 5-10 minutes ago. There we go, I cannot use spells anymore because I'm out of focus points. So we need to use the Ashen Estus Flask to recover them. And here is the cell where you needed the key at. And we will meet Grey Rat.
Ah. You're no jailer, are you? No, you're from far away. And judging by the bell, you must be some of that unkindled ash. Remarkable. If that's true, then I have a favor to ask. Below the high wall is a musty little town. Not the home of any lord, just a very old settlement of undead. An old woman, Loretta, lives there. Please, give her this ring. I'm not asking for charity. In fact, if you do this for me, I'll be sure to repay you in kind. I may be a petty thief, but I've more wits than most royalty. What do you say then, huh? Very well. I humbly place my faith in you. I am Grey Rat of the Undead Settlement, and I promise to assist you. Give this ring to old Loretta at the base of the high wall. Do your part, and I'll do mine.
And Grey Rat appears over here.
Oh, hello, you're back. And in one piece. Well, now it's time I do my part. Whatever trinket you need, speak up. Just don't ask me where I got them.
And he sells all kinds of gear, even early on. Spears, maces, two-handed swords, crossbows, shields, and even armor. I cannot afford them right now, but that's not a problem.
And stay safe. Oh, this place is a bore. What good is thievery if you've nowhere to go?
And the ring he gave you. Blue Tearstone Ring increases damage absorption when your HP is low. A ring set with a large rare Tearstone jewel temporarily boosts damage absorption, etc, etc. This stone is said to be a tear of the sorrow of the goddess Keitha. And of course, tears are always more beautiful near death. We are supposed to give this ring to a woman called Loretta. But, once again, more about that later. Let's head back to the high wall. Alright. Now we head back to the same shortcut we used a while ago. One little tip you should always do. If you have a shortcut, an elevator, always send it back up just in case. It will save you a lot of time, I assure you. Next up, we have a few items over here. First are just a soul, but this one is a ring. Ring of Sacrifice. A mystical ring was created in sacrificial rite of Velka, the goddess of sin. Its wearer will not lose nothing upon death, but the ring itself breaks. A sacrifice is only worth as much as the life it spares. So what this ring actually does, if you die, you will not lose any souls you have. That's the basic use of it. And you should always use this if you have a lot of souls and you are afraid that you're going to die before you get to the next bonfire. Okay, please don't follow me. Thank you. Here we have a lot of these knights again. There's actually 4 of these knights at this area. It's a good place to farm. Again, if you want to farm for their armor sets. I'm gonna use one of these rings. And hope I'll get the armor. Break the guard, riposte, and follow up with a strong attack. There we go. And we just got an ember. Not the best item. And unfortunately nothing. But as you saw, we got 1 Estus flask back. That is a random event that happens to you in the game. Sometimes when you kill an enemy, you might get 1 or 2 Estus flasks back. Oh, I'm getting beaten up by this guy. Better heal. That is a powerful attack. Don't let that hit you. And unfortunately nothing. And now we're about to find a next NPC in the game. I'm gonna mute my mic for a while we talk to the while we listen to the dialogue.
The wait has been long, unkindled one. I am Emma, High Priestess of Lothric Castle. Allow me to speak frankly. You will not find the Lords of Cinder here. They have left, gone, to their churning homes, converging at the base of this castle. Head to the bottom of the high wall, forge on through the great gate, and raise this banner to proceed. This farewell gift is for you. It is the insignia of an old covenant. If you fear trespassers, dark spirits drawn by the embers, then etch this upon your heart, and the old Concord will beckon noble blue sentinels to hunt these foul spirits. Unkindled one, head to the high wall's base. Go through the great gate and raise this banner to proceed. But beware, the dog keeps a close eye on things. The vile watchdog of the Boreal Valley.
Watchdog of the Boreal Valley. Well, that'll hint you what's up next. Take down a few remaining hollows on our path. There we go. This is a summon sign. This can be left down by other players who wants to assist other players on their journey. If somebody has already gone through this area, he can leave a summon sign and you can summon him for your aid. This one is an NPC, and this is the sword master we killed in the first episode at the Firelink Shrine. If you kill him, he will actually be a summonable phantom in 2 boss fights, and this is one of them. As I said, it is time for a boss fight. This is Ward of the Boreal Valley, the Watchdog. He guards the entrance and exit of the Lothric castle. You will learn more about these watchdogs. Well, not actually watchdog, this is the watchdog, but these outrider knights of Haunted Sullivan later in the game. There is 4 outrider knights. 2 of them... well... sorry. One of them is actually more meaningful than the others. Now we use the gold pine resin, which we found earlier. It is a resin that infuses your weapon for a while with lightning. And this boss is weak to lightning. As you can hear from the music, it actually went to the second phase of the battle, and Ford learns some new moves. Now I need to heal fast, I'm gonna die. If you see that bar above the boss's health, is actually nearly caused a frostbite effect on me. Which it basically does is when that meter goes full, you take some extra damage and you get frostbitten, which makes your stamina regain slower. It's a nasty effect. I could have done better against the boss. I was a little bit too aggressive against. But the best thing is, we won. But that's it. That's pretty much all about the High Wall of Lothric. In the next episode, we are heading down to the next place called Undead Settlement. But if you enjoyed this episode, if it was helpful for you, I ask for you to leave me a like and maybe subscribe for more. In the next episode, we will once again talk more about the lore. I'll probably start out the video in the same way as I did this one. But until then, I thank you all for watching. Leave me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.